Take us away, Craig.
All right. Hello, Facebook. Welcome to the 2017 Chicago Auto Show. We're going live here right from the floor. Got Steve Elmer, our truck guy, no less.
How you doing, Facebook?
He's going to be walking us through some of the big reveals from the show this year.
Yeah,
you know?
and it hasn't been a totally crazy busy year, but there's a few things here that are kind of neat and worth checking out, absolutely.
Chicago usually isn't a groundbreaking show, but it's definitely one worth covering. For this live webcast, of course, we will be taking your questions and comments, so if you have any of those, leave them in the feed, and Steve is monitoring them right here.
I'm checking them out right here. I can already see someone wants us to go see some alphas, somebody wants to know about EVs, so we're all over it. You let us know what you want, I'm watching, and we'll hook you up.
We will do our best to accommodate your questions and comments. Also, this will be edited and posted up on YouTube. So
you can watch it later. You can watch it over and over and over and over because we're just that good.
Anyway, we start here at the Infiniti booth because they had two reveals at the Chicago show here, neither of which are particularly groundbreaking, but they're offering now, if you look over here, this is the QX80, their largest SUV, and they've got a new signature edition version of it, which doesn't, in truth, offer a whole lot. It's sort of a pricing package thing, includes some popular options, and there are a few visual changes to it as well.
It looks pretty good from the outside, but it certainly doesn't do a whole lot to change up this thing, and the whole styling, I'm still not totally sold on this QX80.
Yeah, she's a big girl. But not only did they reveal this signature edition QX80, they did it to the Q50 as well. Here you're getting 17-inch wheels, either rear or all-wheel drive, and a 300 horsepower twin-turbo V6. You know, I really like Infiniti design.
Yeah,
there's
especially
just
on
something
these cars, on the
sensual
sedans,
about it, you know, that you don't get with, say, a
sedans
BMW.
are absolutely slick.
And it's just a handsome car. It drives pretty well. It's getting older at this point, but
yeah, but they just rolled out the new coupe, and the coupe is a nice-looking car.
Absolutely. But we got something a little bit more exciting to show you right over there. Our friends at Mercedes-Benz have, what did you call it, Steve? You're familiar with this.
It's known as the Iron Shackle. It is essentially a test for the G-Wagon, which it puts that thing right to its limits. I don't know the exact degrees. I think it's like a 41-degree incline. But it shows you exactly what the G-Wagon can do because this thing is still one of the best off-roaders you can buy.
And it's like 40 years old, right?
Yeah,
I mean, the underpinnings.
Crazy. But I mean, you know, 3 locking differentials. It just has so much capability. It's crazy.
Absolutely. And when you see these vehicles going up, there's one at the top right now. I can see around the corner of this post. It is quite a steep hill. I believe the guy said it was 42 degrees, which is insane.
About right.
Absolutely insane. When you're riding in there, because I went on this earlier, you don't think it's going to stay up there. That's how steep it is.
It might as well be vertical when you're sitting in the vehicle watching it come down.
So here we got this guy coming down. He's going to let the brake off. No stability, no descent control.
Yeah,
he told me
none
it was
of
all
that fancy
brake.
stuff. It is.
And down they go. It's the MB Mountain. And look at that articulation there. You got a wheel off the ground. Coming down. How about that? Steve, do we have any questions?
Let's take a peek.
While we're here, before we move on to the next item.
Someone would like to see the Civic Si, but we're not quite there yet, so just hold on.
That'll be the latter half of the broadcast.
Few calls for sports cars, and we can definitely accommodate
this
that.
This isn't sporty enough?
This is not exactly a sports car.
Well, there's the Smart booth right next door.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's going to cut it either.
Right,
one of the things I like about this here at the Chicago Auto Show is there's so much floor space here that all the automakers have different displays like this where we actually get to see the cars driving, which is a welcome change for most auto shows when they're just sitting parked, looking pretty under the lights.
They're limited test drives, obviously, you're indoors, but still, to your point, Steve, seeing them in motion, hearing them running, it's a very cool element, and I don't know of another auto show where they do that.
It makes a big difference. It absolutely does.
So why don't we head on over? Our next stop is going to be the FCA booth. We've got something at Dodge we want to show you.
Let's keep moving.
On our way, I think we were going to say hello at Volvo very briefly.
Yeah,
someone we want you to meet. So.
Oh, Jonathan Yarconi, our astute boss, would like to know if they have a 6x6 here. And unfortunately, there isn't one that I see. Although if there was one, I would be drooling by it. So.
Because you're the truck man.
Yeah, I do enjoy a truck or two. You know?
A truck or two.
Yeah, just a truck or two.
All right, so this is Mercedes. We've got Mini right here. They've got a whole bunch of flowers.
Yeah, coming in for some kind of special event. Who knows what?
So we're
cutting around to the Volvo booth.
Yeah. So what I like about McCormick Place here in Chicago, it's so open.
Yeah.
It's
it's
never very crowded. And you can get the video shot, you can get your work done without too much trouble, you know?
Yeah, it is nice. It is a very nice venue.
You go to like Geneva and holy crap.
Yeah.
You can't move. So who is this, Steve?
So I believe this is Gustav, the safety moose. And I know that seems pretty strange, especially just looking at this. What the hell does the moose have to do with Volvos? But he's out here to show off Volvo's sensor technology, which is actually looking ahead on the road specifically for animals. As you can see, this is their spokes moose. He's not out here talking too much today, but he is serving his purpose. Here you can see on this display, they're showing you what the car is seeing. So the car is seeing the moose, it's identifying it, and if it jumped out on you on the road, that car is going to be able to brake itself, which is, it's pretty amazing.
And it also is detecting pedestrians. If you look, you can see it puts a little box around folks as they're walking by. So it's kind of creepy. This car knows a lot. It sees you when you're sleeping. It knows when you're awake.
Yeah, it's...
I'm afraid.
It's smart stuff, absolutely.
But we were on our way over to Dodge.
Well, let's keep it moving.
And I believe we're going to pass by another driving display.
Yeah, so just like...
More up your alley, Steve.
Yeah, just like Mercedes, Ram, they have quite a big booth. Actually, FCA does in total. But Ram has this big booth here showing off all kinds of things. There's a hill climb, there's a towing test, there's a torque test.
Yeah.
They're really going all out with the trucks here.
It's crazy.
And again, how cool is it to just see these things rolling around? Way better than just watching them sitting there parked.
I know, and look at the articulation you're getting up on that ramp. They've got another one in the middle. You can't quite see it right now, but they're actually towing, sort of pulling this articulated wall up, which really demonstrates the vehicle's capability. They've also got a payload thing where they put this big stack of like I-beams in the bed, and then the air suspension adjusts. That's around here if you guys want to walk this way a little bit.
Yeah, this is truck territory.
Truck.
That's what Ram's pushing. Now here at the show, Ram doesn't have anything exactly new. They do have a couple special edition models, which they're really going heavy on right now, and we'll see those in a minute. But
isn't it the Power Wagon?
Well, the Power Wagon has been updated for 17. It's not all new. All the mechanicals are pretty much the same, but it's got a new face on it and new graphics, and it does look quite a bit better. And that's what Ram's kind of going heavy on right now, like I said, is special edition. So they also have what's called the 1500 Copper Sport, which is a nice paint job. And then they have their HD Midnight Edition models, which are, nice black accents. Just makes them look good. Yeah,
they're bringing out, they did the two special editions, with one with the 1500, one with the HDs, right?
Exactly.
And that's the Ram in its current form. It's getting a little bit older. Not that I'm deprecating it in any way. It's an excellent truck. But they've got an all-new one on the way. So they're sort of, I think, trying to extend the life.
Yeah.
Get people interested in the Ram.
Yeah, exactly. Keep the special editions coming.
Special version comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, and we are expecting an all-new Ram 1500 hopefully next year. We still haven't heard too much about it, but...
Here's the payload test.
The payload test, and it's showing off that air suspension. So you'll see here, they're going to drop this big, all that steel into the bed.
Yep.
And then the back end of this truck is going to squat it first, and then it's going to come back up because the air suspension is adjusting. This is one of my favorite things about the Ram, to be honest, because it in a lot of ways it takes the place, if you have a trailer on, of an equalizing hitch, and if you just have payload in the bed, it just helps distribute the weight better over all four wheels of the truck. It just
Look
makes
at it, it's lifting right up there, like
more
you said.
confident.
Very cool. But there's a new product.
Yeah, so we're going to cut
FCA
through the Ram booth here to the Dodge booth. We can check out the Copper Sport right here real quickly on the way.
What can you tell us about this?
Well, you know what? Like I said, it's pretty much just a stock Ram. Not a lot has changed, but it's this paint job that they're selling us on, this Copper Sport paint job, and I do think it looks pretty nice.
Like the big wheels? Very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of a deep orange too. I really like the color. It's got the sport hood on it too, which makes it look pretty tough. Okay, let's consult the little iPad here, see what kind of questions we have.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. There's the Power Wagon you drove.
Sammy wanted to know if there was a winch demonstration, and I was hoping for one, but unfortunately no one's been winching anything here today.
Yeah.
I want to winch everything, but nothing's being winched.
Look at that Power Wagon. That's a beast off-road, I bet.
Yeah, this is the Macho Power Wagon. This was a SEMA concept, which is, I think it's the Hellcat. I think it's a supercharged 6.4. Actually, it might just be the NA 6.4, but it looks pretty freaking crazy.
And folks, if you're joining us live, don't forget, if you've got any questions or comments, throw them down there. We'll do our best to answer them.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep the comments coming.
But Dodge, I'm lost here.
They're
in
right
the
back
FCA
here.
display. Are they this way?
Yeah, so we're through Ram, we're coming through Chrysler.
Because you
You're
did a
gonna see,
video on this vehicle.
yeah,
that we're
you're
going
gonna
to
see a
be
few
covering.
minivans here, which are not exactly what we're here for. But interestingly enough, Chrysler has minivans, the Pacifica, and they're fighting back against the minivan image with this next vehicle we're gonna go look at.
Oh yeah.
Which is the 2018
I can see it now.
Durango SRT. Now, what's so cool about the Durango SRT is that it's got 7 seats, it's got 3 rows, you can fit your whole family in there, and it'll run 4.4 seconds to 60 miles an hour.
12.9 in the quarter.
It's crazy. Look at the size of this thing. Anything this big doing 4.4 is just bonkers.
Yet it's still capable. It'll drag 8,600 pounds.
Yeah, 8,600 pounds of towing is totally legit. I mean, that's quite a bit of weight.
Is this the 6.4 Hemi, Steve?
This is the 6.4 Hemi. It's making 425 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque. Oh, sorry, I said 425. I meant 475.
It's a lot of horses powers.
Yeah, it's even crazier than that. And you know what? It looks pretty good. I like the twin exhaust on the back. The wheels look nice. I gotta be honest, I don't like it in white. I would never get this in white. But besides the color on this one, which of course is, you can change it up, I think this Durango's pretty badass.
Yeah, and should be available this late in 2017,
Late
I think
2017 is the availability,
yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
So we're going to walk next toward Toyota. They had 3 new products they revealed here.
So one guy did want to know,
that way.
sorry, how much power the Durango has. So just reiterating, 475 horsepower out of that 6.4 liter V8. It's crazy stuff.
4.4 seconds, 0 to 60. And of course, I'm assuming it has the 8-speed auto?
Yeah, this is 8-speed automatic,
transmission.
absolutely. And you know what? It even has a track mode, which will send 70% of the power to the rear wheels. So it's like a big rear wheel
Track
drive.
mode or burnout mode?
Well, whatever you want to call it.
All right. Oh, a Hellcat. Look at that. That's what's next. See, I think when FCA doesn't have a new product, they go heavy on like the special editions, right? So there's nothing. This is pretty cool.
This is pretty cool. This is
not a high volume product,
but it's
though.
a little bit beyond a regular special edition. You got to appreciate that.
All right. Well, Toyota is next.
Keep on moving.
They've got a little test track as well. Not quite as dramatic as Mercedes-Benz or Ram.
Yeah, absolutely.
But check out the Viper.
Someone just asked about the Demon, and unfortunately, we still don't have anything on the Demon. It's not here. It's coming out at the New York show, which is in April. And so far we have, I think, 5 teasers on the car, so we know that
they are milking that for everything.
They really are. We know it's going to be supercharged. It's going to have the largest air intake of any production car ever. It sounds like it's going to be insane.
Whoa! Hold on. Before we pass, what is that?
That is a dead car walking right there.
They have a Chrysler 200 on display. Am I wrong? That's no longer, right?
That is no longer.
Drink it in,
I'm
folks.
sure they still have some kicking around, so they got to sell them somehow.
Get a screaming deal, folks. I don't know why everybody dumped on the 200. I didn't think it was a bad car at all. Was it as good as a Mazda 6? As much fun as a Mazda 6? No, but there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unfortunately.
I mean, FCA
Except
was
the transmission shift quality, which
they were searching for a partner on small cars, and it seems that they did not find one.
Oh well. But Toyota. 3 vehicles at Toyota, as I mentioned. Or do we want to check out that F-150?
Yeah, we should check out this F-150
you're the
real
truck
quick.
guy, Steve.
Yeah, sorry, we can't walk by.
I don't want to pander to your interests.
This
is pretty cool.
Shelby F-150, 750 horsepower. This thing is a beast. The cool thing too, it can still tow 8,600 pounds. You still get 2,100 pounds of payload. It's still a pretty legitimate truck, and just look at this thing.
It's
it looks
so
crazy.
Sweet. I don't know why you need 750 horses, but you don't need a lifted suspension or power running boards.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, love it. And love this blue, classic Shelby colors with the white stripes.
The band or the color?
I'm sold. I'm sold. I just need to drive one. That's actually the biggest disappointment about this truck is that I'm not driving it right now. So let's keep on moving over to Toyota.
All right.
And what kind of questions do we got?
Any questions there, Steve? Cost on the Shelby.
I don't
That's
know
a good
off
question.
the top of my head.
I don't believe it was listed.
Yeah, I don't think it was either, but I'm sure we can figure it out.
So we are walking Toyota booth here. Look at all the awards they've won. Look at that display case. Look how committed to excellence they are. Excellence. most popular, highest quality, awarded this and that. Bring in your A game, folks.
So Toyota showed up to the show this year with nothing all new, but a few kind of nice revisions to a few vehicles that really needed them.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest one being the Sequoia, which we're gonna go find right now.
Is it right over here, Steve?
Here we go. So right
There it
here we
is.
have the 2018 Sequoia TRD Sport. Now the TRD Sport model is all new for Sequoia this year. The big changes, as you can see right now, are the grille and the headlights. It just gives it a nice kind of new face. The Sequoia has gone untouched for a long time, so it was definitely overdue
Gets
for
a little
refresh.
freshening, right?
Yeah, and the TRD Sport, like I said, it's new trim for this SUV. It also comes with, I believe, revised suspension to make it handle a little bit better.
I believe Bilstein shock absorbers,
Yeah, that
different
sounds
sway
right.
bars, 20-inch rims in black, ditto for the black mirror caps there. Just, it looks quite nice.
It does look okay. I mean, again, I kind of wish they would have gone a little further, but it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Companies are always scrambling to keep things fresh, so
It's a
can't blame them.
never-ending battle.
They kept it fresh.
So, also you get smoked tail lamp covers at the back. Also, Toyota is making their Safety Sense P suite of driver assistance technology standard.
Standard, yeah, that's
So-
one of the cool things, right? Doesn't matter which Sequoia you buy, it's all going to be standard, all that safety equipment, which is like lane departure warning and automatic emergency braking, things like that. So I hope you were taking some notes on the Sequoia because all of those changes, they also came to the Tundra. So this is the Tundra TRD Sport, which is also new for this year. And once again, the Tundra has kind of gone untouched for a little while, so this is the new model. So you get that, obviously that hood scoop up top is, I don't even know if it's functional. We'd have to take a look, but I think it
pretty
looks
big,
okay.
though.
Yeah, it's a big old scoop. You get the new grille. On the Tundra, you actually get new grills on all of the models. Now, this is just the TRD Sport model, so I don't think we've seen the other ones yet. But it also gets those new headlights. Same thing, ditto with the suspension.
Yep,
Get some
the shocks, the
upgrades,
sway bars.
the wheels. It's kind of a paint and plastic package to make it look nice, and I think it does look pretty nice.
It does. No pricing information has been released, so we can't tell you what it's going to cost, but we can show you what it looks like. All right, and lastly at the Toyota booth here, we had the RAV4 Adventure. So,
Yeah, let's go find that.
let's
I'm
find the RAV4 Adventure.
I'm checking out your questions right now. Oh, right there.
Is that it?
Boom.
Lead the way, Istvan.
So we want some people looking for those red lines. We're going to get to those soon.
Oh,
Those are
yeah.
Some Chevrolet special editions. Is that a halogen housing on the Sequoia and Tundra? I don't know.
It's a very good
Halogen
question.
Housing. It does. The lights do have a new design. They did look kind of slick, but I'm not
I would
exactly
imagine
sure.
they're an HID arrangement.
Sure. And Jody wants to see the CHR, which let us talk about this beautiful RAV4, and we'll get to that in a moment.
This is the RAV4 Adventure model. Another sort of sprucing up of an existing product in the
Yeah.
Toyota range. What you get here, some nice, somewhat aggressive fender flares. It also comes with a trailer prep package, which includes enhanced cooling as well as oil and transmission fluid coolers. You get 18-inch wheels, and this is available with either front or all-wheel drive. With front-wheel drive, you do get, if I remember correctly, a locking differential or limited slip differential.
Okay.
So if conditions are particularly bad, you're not entirely screwed. And you get a bunch of, special interior trim and other little design elements. And unfortunately, it is locked.
And they let you know. So we have two special requests
Don't
which
open.
we can fulfill. One is the CHR and one is the new Camry. So I know the
Camry
Camry's
is
over
that
there.
way.
And there's a CHR up there on the stand. Let's go check that one
All
out.
right. Look at all this junk you can carry. Hula hoops, baseballs,
That
some
is
sort
one
of
messy family.
funnel.
Is that how you pack your car?
No, somebody just blew up a Salvation Army, I think.
So yeah, let's go take a quick peek at the CHR up here. Actually,
Let's
these are
go
pretty slick
places,
in these
Steve. Let's
nice,
go places.
Two-tone paint jobs.
Yeah. I like
Yeah.
the roof.
Yeah,
Two-tone
right?
paint jobs are very like 1950s, right?
Yeah,
But it's a
no.
feature I wish they would actually bring back.
Yeah,
because
I-
I think it's pretty cool.
I like this paint job on this one.
Drink it in, Jody. CHR.
Oh, John misses Jody. Sorry, John. Jody couldn't be here this year. I had to take her place. Sammy wants to know what the RAV4 Adventure's pedigree is. I mean, obviously it's not for heavy-duty off-roading. It's a small crossover that you want to pick up maybe if you got a cottage or you're driving on some dirt roads, something like that, or some light trails, but nothing too heavy. So let's go over and take a look at the Camry. And
Camry, and then Ford is next on the list because Ford has 1.5 products worth talking about.
That's about right.
And they've got a GT in black and red, which we got to show you because it looks stunning. But Camry, a little bit more mainstream, obviously. Family car right up here on the turntable. I believe they officially unveiled this in Detroit,
that
if I remember, last month.
Yeah, we saw it in Detroit. But you know what? It looks good. And I think Toyota, over the last kind of 5 years, they've really been trying to shed the boring appliance. And I think it shows. I mean, look at this front end. There's a lot of design going on there.
I don't love it.
The last gen Camry.
I don't love it, but it is massively improved.
Absolutely.
It is genuinely a handsome product now.
That's what I mean. It's something that's actually nice to look at. It's something you're going to look on the road and say, oh, that's a Camry. Unlike now where the Camrys go by one and nobody even sees them.
It's yeah, and I think for folks that maybe don't care for the design, wait until you see it outside. It's very hard to, judge a vehicle's styling when it's on a turntable, when it's under unnatural light. There's no sense of scale.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got to see it in the sun to really appreciate it. But
so let's over to Ford.
We're crossing the
now,
the
real
DMZ
quick, we can't
here.
pass this. We can't pass the GT.
Look at this.
This is right front and center in the Ford booth. If you come to the Chicago Auto Show, you're going to see this thing right away. And honestly, I just can't look at it enough. It's so gorgeous. I love the black, the 2 orange stripes. What a beautiful looking car. And not only that, but this car is a winner. It won at Le Mans. It won at Daytona. It's done really well for them.
Any questions or comments, Steve?
Let's take a look. One person would like to know where Ben is. So Ben is our video producer behind the camera. Ben, can you give him a quick shot of yourself? Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. There he is.
You can't keep up with that. That pan there.
What else? Someone wants to see the Ford fish face, which we're getting to.
That is coming up.
We're getting to very soon.
Equine fish face.
And someone just asked how much is that car. I'm assuming you're talking about the GT. And first of all, it doesn't really matter because
I love the mirror stalks are so thin and so probably tuned for downforce. I would imagine.
Everything on this car
and
is.
the coolest design element though is this little buttress here. I love that. It just the car has this almost boat-like. The cockpit, at least, has this. Hi.
Yeah, look at those wings.
Boat-like feel to it.
It's beautiful.
And yeah. Anyway, we could spend all day here.
Yeah, we could
but
just
we can't.
do a Facebook Live here. So let's keep on moving.
Another Ford performance vehicle worth mentioning, of course, Shelby GT350 Mustang.
On the right, we have the Shelby.
Flat, plain crankshaft,
On
high
the left,
winding.
we have the Raptor.
Oh, Steve, you would pick the Raptor, as you mentioned.
I do.
In an upcoming
like
video
the
series.
One person did ask how come there are not a lot of cars, and just so you all know, Chicago is typically a truck show. It's known for its truck and SUV debuts. So there are some cars here. We're actually going to go look at one right now. But for the most part, the show is all about bigger the better, big trucks, big SUVs.
Because Chicago is in the Midwest. We like things big. We like our beef.
So here's our
fish face is over here.
Yeah, let's go find the fish
Which
face.
I've got to say, folks, if you saw those leaked photos of the 2018 Mustang, I got to tell you, that looks nice in person.
We should stop calling it that because it's doing it an injustice. It doesn't look like a fish face. I kind of say it kind of has the droopy eyes going on, but when you get close to it, it looks tough and it looks angry. It looks absolutely angry.
And that chin is that splitter is pushed out. It looks very nice. What have we got with Mustang? Whoops.
Yeah, and sorry, Colm said you missed the price there. It is about $400K for the GT, but what I was saying is that you're not going to get one because they're all spoken for, so don't even worry about it.
Although I'm sure Mustang. On eBay.
Yeah, in a few years.
But Mustang, restyled mildly, front and back.
Yeah.
The interior has received a little bit of love as well, making it a touch more premium. The V6 engine is dead. They've gotten rid of that. I'm sure Avis and Hertz are going to be devastated. But soldering on as the base propulsion unit is the 2.3-liter EcoBoost 4-cylinder.
Which is absolutely not a bad engine at all.
Not at all.
I did like the V6, I will admit, but the turbo is pretty fun.
I'm being a little harsh. But of course, there's a 5-liter V8, which is just such a fantastic engine. Ford's Coyote. It just screams.
The 5-liter.
And it's gaining both port and direct fuel injection. and ostensibly a lot more horsepower and torque for the model year.
Yeah.
10-speed automatic transmission, too. That's the big news.
Yeah, which is, it's pretty crazy for a car like this, and I can't wait to get it and drive one and see how the 10-speed holds up.
Yeah. Also, the 6-speed manual transmission has received some attention. In the GT model, it gains a new dual disc clutch along with a dual mass flywheel. So that should be more better. Also, Ben, if you want to swivel around here, this is just a cutaway engine buck of the 2.3 EcoBoost turbo. Folks can get a little glimpse of that as well.
A little turbo action. That's an engine right there.
It sure is. So Mustang, mildly refreshed.
Yeah.
Expedition, all new.
Yeah, here's the big news for 18 is this Expedition. It's got all new face, and just like the F-150, it's got that aluminum skin. So all these body panels you're seeing are aluminum. And how much weight do they save, Greg?
They claim up to about 300 pounds, which is not insignificant.
No.
Not the 700 they claimed with the F-150, but certainly $3 bills is nothing to sneeze at. It also has a brand new high-strength steel frame, so it should, I'm going to hazard a bet, drive a lot better. Feel a lot better.
Absolutely. If it's anything like the new F-150 was, generation to generation, absolutely it'll be a lot nicer.
Exactly. Also, big surprise, 3.5 EcoBoost Turbo V6.
Sure, that's going everywhere.
10-speed auto. Shocker.
Yeah.
And what else? See if we can't get in that third row. That was some big news with this vehicle, was the increased dimensions. I'll see if I can scamper back there.
Let's get Craig to crawl in here. If I crawl in there, I'm never getting out.
You're never getting out. So they've increased the size of the third row. The Expedition already had a fantastic third row, tons of head and leg room, but they've made it better for 2018 here. Also, they've added these seats in the second row that tip and slide just like that, so you get a little bit of a wider area for climbing into the back, which I'm going to try to do right now. And as you can see, the comfortable height for the lower cushion.
How is it in there, Craig?
Plenty of headroom. Even the backrests, well, they must turn the battery off. They're not working now, but the backrests do tip with power switches. And I got to say, very nice update to what is a very long-in-the-tooth product for Ford Motor Company. What else is there? Should go on sale this fall. Pricing is not available, which is par for the course.
Look at that. That's some easy egress right there.
It's jump worthy.
So we got one question. Somebody heard 465 horsepower from the updated 5.0. I don't think we've gotten any specs.
And
when
I checked yesterday, there were no official figures.
Yeah,
and
they
same
haven't
for the
released
Expedition
anything
here.
on the Mustang yet.
In the new 2017, in the 2017 F-150, the EcoBoost V6 is going to make 375 horsepower, 470 torque. Right?
Okay.
Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, absolutely. So,
I'm assuming it'll be similar in the Expedition.
Yeah, I'd hazard a guess to say that you're correct.
Yeah. So that is, what are we doing after Ford? We're heading across the way. We are heading across the way to our friends at Nissan next. But remember, if you've got any questions, any comments, any concerns,
yeah, keep them
let
coming.
us know. We'll do our best to answer the questions we like and ignore the ones we don't.
That's about right. We did just get one about where are the real cars, the mass transportation cars. So first of all, you must not have been here when we were covering the Camry.
Yes.
Because there is a new Camry. But what can I say? We're here to look at the exciting stuff.
Also, Ben, over here there's a Mustang. Ford has a little chassis dyno. It's not in operation right now.
Which is too bad.
But if they were running that, I would love to show you guys what they're doing. Dyno jet, you see the rear wheels are over some spinning drums, and they can measure the engine's output at the rear tires. So, hear that thing thunder.
So
But
we
anyway,
do have another question here.
Oh, we do? Super.
And John really wants to see EVs. So you know what, John? We will keep on the lookout for any EVs we pass. I don't think I see anything in the vicinity right now, but we're on it for you. Watching for those electrics.
There is a Focus ST.
This is the Fiesta ST, and this right here
What
is
is
the
it?
AutoGuide.com Car of the Year.
Which one is it, Steve?
That would be the Focus RS in this beautiful blue. I love this paint job. I love that color. So nice to look at.
It's got a little sparkle to it, too. It doesn't really
does.
show up from a distance, but if you get up close, there's a metal flake to it.
We spent a lot of time with this car out in California on some of their incredible roads, and what can I say besides it's just a blast.
And we were fighting both over the M2 key and the Focus RS key.
That's about right.
And the RS, I think, delivered like 95% of what the M2 could for a hell of a lot less money. And it has all-wheel drive.
Exactly.
And it's more
a
practical.
hatch. Yeah. Yeah.
Focus was value, was versatility.
Yeah.
And
it
still
was good.
drove fantastically well.
Make sure you check out the AutoGuide.com Car of the Year series.
Yes.
And now let's head across the way.
This is lovely McCormick Place in Chicago. This is my favorite convention center of any of the auto shows we covered. Just
Absolutely.
because there's so much breathing room.
Yeah. It's so big, so
it's
airy,
open,
it's clean.
airy. And go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, you can really tell we like this place. We talk about it a lot, but we spend a lot of our time at auto shows. So when you get a nice venue, it just makes the whole show better. It makes coverage better. We're doing our jobs better, so you're getting better coverage. Everyone's happy. Everyone's winning.
Amen. So we're crossing the way here. And actually, I believe McCormick Place claims to be the largest auto show in the world, with a caveat based on square footage or something.
Well, my understanding was it was attendance by the public is also one of the biggest shows in the U.S. is here in Chicago.
Nice.
Don't quote me on that, but I believe that is the metric that they go off of.
Is that fake news, Steve?
I hope not.
All right, we're heading over to Nissan because there's a new Titan truck.
There is a new Titan. Well, I don't want to say it's a new Titan. It's a new... not even a trim for the Titan, it's a new body style, because the Titan's been slowly but surely expanding its lineup. So let's go check out what we got there. We're going to take a quick trip through Honda.
All right. Passing by Honda, the power of dreams.
Yeah, you're about to see the Ridgeline right here, which was the North American truck of the year. Honda's got to be pretty excited about that. This is an all-new Ridgeline for this year.
Solid product, it really is.
It's a good little truck, you know. A lot of people don't like to even call it a truck, but I'm gonna tell you, it's a truck. Look at it. There's a bed, there's a hitch. That's a truck to me.
Yep. And for the typical consumer, you don't need an F-150 if you're hauling bags of mulch or some sporting equipment. You know, that'll do practically everything you could ever want.
Exactly.
But crossing over from Honda.
Yeah, we're getting to Nissan here. So first of all, you can look at the right side of the booth over here. Nissan's going really hard on their Star Wars branding right now. They have the Rogue 1 special edition. Yeah, I know, ridiculous, right? But they also bring some pretty cool stuff out to their show. So they got a cool Death Star up there.
Oh yeah.
They got some kind of speeder on their Rogue over there. It's neat stuff if you're into Star Wars.
Yeah. Looks like an X-Wing.
Yeah.
Very stylish.
Yeah, I don't even know what's going on over there.
This is
putting
confusing.
on a crazy power suit of some kind.
Augmented reality.
Yeah. Get in there. Craig's going to go try it out for us.
Whoa! Aww. Hi.
It's Robo Craig. We're actually live right now.
That's what I assumed.
Yeah, so sorry, not this second.
And that's enough.
Thanks for playing.
Bored already. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's go check out some of the actual new products that are here.
They had donuts at the Nissan booth yesterday, and I was able to swipe one.
That's the key to every auto journalist's heart, right?
And I love they have like press conference. You look at the schedule, press conference and snack, because it's almost like they have to bribe the journalists to go to their event.
Oh, they know. Which is too bad because, you know, it depends who you are. In my book, this is actually pretty cool. So this is the new Titan King cab. So Nissan previously never had a King cab, never had a regular cab. They were always just crew cabs. But their big issue was they never really cracked into, you know, the construction worker market, the guys who were really working hard with their trucks. They were more going after the families going fishing and up to the cottage. So this King cab, it has rear hinge suicide doors.
Show off how those work, Steve.
Show you the doors. And actually, one of the coolest things, hopefully it's open for us, there we go, is look how wide these doors are. This is brilliant. I love this. Having a door that opens that wide just means that you get all of this access to the rear seat. And it's cool too because Nissan has this little flat floor right there. So you fold that down. A real flat floor would be better, but having this, at least it replicates one. So if you have any big boxes or anything, they slide right in there. And yeah, this truck completes the lineup. That's really the key for Nissan. So now they have a regular cab, they have a King cab, they have a crew cab. So if you're looking for a Titan, you're not limited by options anymore.
And this body style is available with the XD diesel, correct?
That is correct. So in the half-ton model, you're only getting right now a 5.6 liter V8, which I don't remember the horse. We got 390 horsepower out of this V8. Or if you go for the XD, you can also get the 390 horsepower V8, or you can get that big 5-liter Cummins, which puts out, of course, 555 pound-feet of torque and 310 horsepower. which is pretty beastly.
Oh yeah, 7-speed auto with both, right?
I'm going to take a look
believe
at the
so.
questions.
Yeah.
One person wanted to know when they're going to dyno that Mustang. Unfortunately, I don't know. Probably once the show opens to consumers, they'll have it running for people to check out. One guy wants to know why the show is in Chicago, and that's a question I can't answer because why wouldn't it be in Chicago?
The Chicago Auto Show in Chicago?
It's the Chicago Auto Show. It makes a lot of sense to me.
Steve, what are these bed tie-downs here? Is this an option or what?
Yeah, no, you know what? I think it is an option. You can get it on the lower trim models. Again, I love these too, just because they're movable. You don't never know what you're going to tie down in the back of your truck. And these are neat, but these are even better.
The ones on the bottom, you mean?
These are the same rail system, but in the floor. So let's say you want to stand up something tall. You always want to be tying it straight down. So having a point on the bed floor is a smart thing to do.
So you would have like a small cleat that would clip into the channel there?
Yeah,
is
just,
that what?
just
oh,
like
those
these
go
cleats,
in there.
yeah,
oh,
and they'll slide right in there. And then again,
very cool.
Having movable tie downs just means you're more flexible. You can haul more stuff, and who doesn't
More
want to haul more
trucks.
stuff?
More trucks. And I don't know if you got it on camera, Ben. The tailgate, pardon me. Look at that. You're not going to wake the neighbor's baby when you open that. But next,
so
going to Subaru.
Jordan just said he was not aware that there's a Cummins in Nissan. Yes, Jordan,
Really?
this is actually not new news at all. The Titan XD has a 5-liter Cummins diesel in it. And the XD is actually a 2500 series truck, so it's going up against some of those other HDs. And Nissan really made a big move getting the Cummins because everyone knows that Cummins and Ram are tied up. But Nissan managed to get an engine out of them.
Legendary partnership, in fact.
So real quick, we can talk about this thing. This thing is
wow.
probably the craziest NV I've ever seen. It's ready to deliver anything to anywhere. They just call it a demonstration vehicle. They've just basically put it together to show you, what they can do. There's no production intent here at all, but you got to admit, it looks pretty cool.
The NV series is not 4-wheel drive from the factory, are they?
No, I don't believe they are. So this thing's got...
This might be a SEMA special.
Yeah, I think so. You know what? Again, they're just showing off sort of some of the cool stuff that they can do. Not that they will do, because I'm not sure how big the market is for off-road NVs.
And it's probably pretty close to 6 figures to build it that way.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. So I still haven't seen any EVs. I have been watching.
Well, is there a Niro at Kia? Maybe we can go buy a Niro. That's a hybrid, right?
That's a hybrid. It's the
is that good enough?
Thing.
Yeah. Kia Stinger up on the turntable, of course. Dan Illica, our road test editor, I understand, just evaluated the Niro. He was on the launch program.
He was just
for that.
driving the Niro last week. That review's already live on AutoGuide. So if you got more questions about this Niro,
what site was that again, Steve?
That is AutoGuide.com.
AutoGuide.com.
Yeah, something like that.
Good.
So kind of one of the interesting things about the Niro that Dan pointed out is that they're not really selling it too much as a hybrid. They're not calling it the Niro hybrid, it's just the Niro. They're just trying to present it as kind of more of a regular car, which is, it's kind of neat. It's a different branding way of going about it.
Yeah,
Most people usually push that hybrid in your face, right?
Yeah, well, I think eventually, and I say eventually, in the near future, all cars are going to be hybridized in some way with ever-increasing fuel economy, or they might get rid of fuel economy. We don't know that right now.
Yeah.
But as fuel economy and environmental concerns become greater and greater, hybridization is a way to improve fuel economy, of course, reduce emissions. So I think we're going to see a lot more of them. And this is a car just for people, They don't need to trumpet the hybridization.
Absolutely, and it doesn't look crazy. And as you can see too, they're not being shy about letting you know this is now a Guinness World Record holder. I believe it went, I don't know the exact distance, but the longest distance on one tank of gas.
Wow.
Which is pretty cool.
Sweet.
But now let's look at something a little more exciting just beside it. This is the new Stinger.
Oh, yes.
This thing came out in Detroit, and it's beautiful. I think this is really what people were surprised to see from Kia. We've been hearing about a Kia sports car for what feels like years now. And in my eyes, it doesn't disappoint.
Not at all.
Sportback styling, kind of Audi A7 look.
Peter Schreier effect, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Germanic styling.
It's a gorgeous car. And again, I think just unexpected from Kia, right?
Absolutely.
Now, if you do go for the big engine, you're getting 365 horsepower out of this car. I believe it's a 3.5 liter. It's
this one happens to be all-wheel drive too, so you're going to put that power down, no problem.
Yeah, I'm impressed by this Stinger.
She's a beaut,
Yeah,
Steve.
and it got lots of attention when it was revealed at Detroit. It was actually one of probably the best debuts at that show.
Absolutely, it was certainly on our top 5 or 10 list of products that we had. Very nicely done cabin as well. Very Audi-esque with these 3 central gauges. Ben, I don't know if you can come over here and show this to folks. I feel like I'm sitting in in a TT or something, an Audi TT. Bad lighting.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Yeah. 3 central gauges. Or pardon me, air vents. Very high quality materials. Stitching. Is this a Kia? I can't believe it. It's really well done, and it's gorgeous on the outside. But moving on. What's our next stop, Steve?
On to Subaru.
Yeah.
We actually, this was a little unscheduled detour, and I got about 4 comments here saying, let's make it over to Subaru. So
yeah,
we're on
heading
our
there
way.
now. I nominate Subaru for an unusual award.
Yes,
okay?
it is a good one, too.
Subaru gets Craig Cole's Best Auto Show Carpeting Award because you step onto their blue rug over here and you like sink down ankle deep. It's like super squishy.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
I kind of just want to hang out here all day now.
Can I take a nap here? Because it's probably like Tempur-Pedic foam, you know? It makes walking more difficult. You got to slow down for me, Steve. You're getting ahead of me here.
Got to do a bit of the moonwalk, you know?
All right.
So here's what we are here to see. The all-new, at least they tell us it's new, Subaru Legacy.
Legacy, yeah. Can you tell that it's new? I can't.
Not exactly. It's a pretty light refresh, let's just say that.
They've retuned the chassis. They've supposedly made the steering a bit more precise. The CVT, continuously variable transmission, the ECU, the control computer for that, has been retuned to supposedly improve acceleration and, of course, make it smoother. Quieter cabin, more premium materials inside. I don't know if we can pop a door here.
It looks nice in there.
Oh, we can. Ben, why don't you... In fact, I'll just close this door so the lighting's a bit better. But it gives you a really nice idea of what's going on. Subaru has never been known for their super premium interiors. All-wheel drive is their thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Safety is their thing.
Yep.
Luxury, not so much.
Yeah,
but I've got to say... We've got soft materials on the doors and dashboard. It is very attractively textured.
Look at those wood inlays in there too.
Yeah. This is a nice update.
Yeah.
And that's how you keep products fresh.
Exactly.
You do a little bit when it gets a little bit old, throw a little money at it, update it, and your sales will continue to be very nice. Symmetrical all-wheel drive, of course. It's a Subaru, the only vehicle they sell that doesn't offer that. Sports car BRZ.
Yeah, which may be one of their most fun Subarus as well.
True.
Depends who you ask. So let me go back to my questions here.
What's going on in the chat?
One guy says go to Ford. Unfortunately, you missed that. We've already been to Ford, but you're lucky because this will be on YouTube later, so make sure you tune back in and you can watch it.
It was a Ford G. We had a lot of Ford coverage.
And that's about it. Michael Schley, he knows how plush you like it, Craig Cole.
Michael Schley is, of course, our former AutoGuide employee. He was our road test editor beforehand, who, oddly enough, curious that he's commenting right now because he got a job over at Subaru, of all places. Funny how that works.
Yeah. So what's next, Craig?
Next, we are going to go over to Chevrolet because they had a few reveals, let's say. Steve, why don't you lead the way?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're headed in that direction.
Let's go check out what's going on at Chevy. So yeah, you say a few reveals because it's kind of funny. It's one package, but a lot of cars. I believe it's almost every vehicle they make, if I'm not mistaken.
Just flipping through my notes now.
Now, before we get to those models, which aren't exactly the most exciting, let's take a look at this ZR2 because this little truck looks so awesome.
Tell us about it, Steve. I am not familiar.
So this thing's going up against the Tacoma TRD Pro, mid-size off-road trucks. I mean, right off the bat, you gotta love a mid-sizer for off-roading because of the size, right? It's the right size. Now, this thing, you can get the 3.6-liter V6, or you can get that new Duramax diesel, so you got some engine options. And I don't have the numbers in front of me, but its suspension has been upgraded, so it's lifted by, I think, about 2 inches. It's got crazy suspension travel. It's got these new Multimatic shocks, which are supposed to be pretty amazing. So this thing, it's supposed to be a high-speed desert runner, and it certainly looks the part.
Absolutely.
You can tell because, they got rid of the stupid air dam on the front, not hanging down.
And those running boards.
They got rid of the running boards. This finally looks like a real off-road truck, a little further than the Z71 ever went.
Yeah. All right, but turning about 180 degrees to face over here, we've got Chevy Redline.
Yeah,
it's a trim package,
We've actually had a bunch of questions about the Redline, so here we are. Craig, can you let the people know what we're looking at?
All right, so Redline is something of an appearance package and options group that's available on, are you ready for this? You can get Redline on Cruise, Malibu, Camaro, Trax, Equinox, Traverse, Colorado, and Silverado.
That's just about everything they make.
Am I forgetting a Chevrolet product? I don't know.
You got them wrapped.
You got black wheels, you got black mirror caps, black door handles. The lettering here, black as well, but that looks very cool. I love that.
I do like it. It's really
touch
subtle.
Of red on the edge.
It's really subtle, but it does look nice.
Little red line on their wheels. Wasn't this a product shown at SEMA, Steve? You were at SEMA, weren't you?
I believe. I'm not sure if it was this year or last year even, but this absolutely was at SEMA. And in the same vein as a lot of the vehicles we've been looking at, it's just another nice style update, another package to kind of keep everything fresh and keep things new. And I think it does look pretty nice. I like the black wheels.
Yeah. So you can see they've got a Malibu on the turntable. They've got the cruise hatch there. Camaro gets, in addition to the wheels, the special badging, the mirror caps. Camaro has a bit of a small sticker on the fenders as well, the fronts. Just a couple dress-up items, And if I remember correctly, Steve, they did some pricing stuff with the options, so you're getting a bit more content here as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. Usually when they release these packages, they'll throw some things in, better infotainment, nicer seats, better materials.
Then you can check out those, Camaro gets these as well. Graphics on the fenders there, with the little Camaro step and repeat pattern. I don't know how well that shows up on Facebook, but yeah. Steve, did you play with Legos as a child? Or do you play with Legos now?
Well, maybe a little bit of both.
Because I see a whole giant pile of Lego bricks.
Look at this thing. So in the Chevy booth, we have this entirely made out of Lego Batmobile. Now this is pushing, I believe, the new Lego movie? Lego Batman movie. It's called the Speedwagon, and I mean, that took some guy a lot of time and a lot of frustration.
And a lot of, if he dropped him on the carpet and had his bare feet and stepped on him, a lot of pain as well.
A lot of pain as well. Yeah, this thing is pretty nuts. You got to respect dedication that goes into putting stuff like this together.
Yes, sirree. What else is at Chevy display?
Actually, I got a few questions here, a few requests. One guy just wants to see inside all of the Redlines, but another person wants to see inside the Traverse specifically. So let's see if we can't find a new Traverse.
Do it.
And then maybe we
right
can,
ahead, I think.
We can poke our way into another one of these Redline models. So this
is
a cruise Redline. And I don't know, Craig, what comes to the interior of these cars?
That's a good question. Off the top of my head, I don't remember.
But let's come over here and check out the Traverse. So this is a Traverse Redline. Is it locked up? Unfortunately, it's locked up. You can see that big sign right there, so there's not much I can do
Still going to
there.
try.
Yeah, so we can't quite get in it. Ben can try to shoot some stuff through the window, maybe. I'm not sure exactly what you're going to see.
Maybe we can find a regular Traverse that's open.
Sure, that would work as well.
The person
there's
interested.
one up on stage. Let's go see if
but
that
there's
one's
glass
open.
all
We can
around
try to
it.
show you off the interior here. See, people, we're working for you. We're out here working for you.
We're the problem fixers.
Exactly.
We're like the Channel 7 News.
Yeah, just go for it. Yeah, this one's already got open windows. Oh, and I believe this is a high country trim. So you're looking at
Pop on in there, Ben.
one of the nicest Traverses you can buy. You gotta love that leather. I love the color of that leather. It's kind of going for that faux cowboy thing, but I do like that tan leather.
High country is the highest trim level, right?
Yes, high country is the highest trim level.
Ben's giving you a good look in there.
Which same thing. It's all about that cowboy theme, and I like the high countries.
Oh.
I hate to be a sports sport, but unfortunately we can't have you sit in the vehicle.
Okay.
We can certainly have you open the doors, but it is still a pre-production.
No problem.
Thank you very much. We're not allowed to go inside.
But we got the shots we needed.
We did.
were able to see it. That's the important part.
There you go.
Giving you a nice look at the new Chevrolet Traverse.
Yeah, what else we got here?
Do you think you could find new roads in this vehicle, Steve?
I think I could find a lot of roads. One person wants to know, have we been to Dodge? Yes, we have been to Dodge. So you're going to have to wait until this is done to go back and see that. And Ray wants to know when the Blazer is coming back.
The Blazer.
I think you're going to be waiting a long time for that one, Ray.
Yeah, probably 5 years after the Bronco comes out in 3 years.
Yeah, something
maybe.
like that.
I don't know. By then, we'll all be driving. We won't be driving. Exactly.
All right, Craig, where to next?
We are heading, the last scheduled stop on the AutoGuide Express is right over to the left here. Swing around because...
I believe we're on our way to the
Steve,
Hyundai
Steve. Trugs. Look at that.
Yeah, so this actually
What is
came
this?
out at SEMA as well. This is the Alaskan edition. It comes with that snowplow prep package. And I mean, besides the fact that here on the show floor, the snowplow just looks super cool, that thing's a snow pusher.
Look over here.
If you're living somewhere where you're getting mounds of snow, you're gonna need that.
Look at that.
Yeah, gotta love the graphics.
That hurts my sinuses. Very nice. And there's the Carhartt edition.
Yeah, just beside it, you know what? Again, just like everyone else, Chevrolet is going pretty crazy with these special editions. So this was unveiled at SEMA as well. It's in collaboration with Carhartt, the clothing brand, so it's got their signature
Which is
colors on
Detroit
it.
based, if I recall.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
One other thing before we head over to our friends at Hyundai, I love me the engine displays, especially when they're cut away, because you can really get a feel. You can visualize what's going on in there, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
When are
It's,
you ever going to see the combustion chamber of a Duramax diesel? Hopefully never.
Yes,
But, I mean,
exactly.
If
unless
you
it's
do, you've got
unplanned.
serious work to do.
But you're right, it is great to see actually how it works and not just assume it works by magic, because there's some real amazing engineering that goes into every one of these engines, and it's incredible stuff. And yeah, there's no other places I know of besides auto shows where you get such a good look inside
Absolutely.
these vehicles and inside their engines.
I mean, just look at the size of this after treatment right here. And that's the first of the exhaust scrubbers,
yeah,
right?
it's all about emissions control on these big diesels, as Volkswagen knows all too well.
Now, with the Duramax, they seriously upped that this year, didn't they?
Yeah, they pumped it up. I don't have the number again, but I think it's 950 pound-feet or something. It's,
Wow.
Yeah, they just keep on cranking up the torque out of these engines, and they just keep getting more powerful every year.
See the intake tract right into the cylinder. This is sort of a new fad. They flip the cylinder heads around, basically, flow the air in from the outside and the exhaust out from the center of the V. And what that does is it lets you package the turbocharger and everything right in the valley in this V,
Hot
so it
V.
takes up less space.
Yeah,
Yeah,
smart
hot
stuff.
V, exactly.
It's almost like Craig knows what he's talking about or something.
Vaguely. And of course, gasoline option here. LS small block V8. This is the 6.2
She's a
EcoTech
beaut.
3. She's a beaut.
But why don't we
I-
keep on moving over to Hyundai?
We should. I love a good diesel.
I
is
know
great.
if I don't pull you away from those
I
engines, you'll be
know,
looking
I'm
at them all
sorry.
day.
I mean, diesel is great, but I'm a sucker for a good gasoline engine.
Sure.
Diesel gets more fuel economy. It has more torque. I understand.
It depends what you're doing. It's all about what you're doing, right? What you need that engine for. Let's see what else
another
we have.
journalist. I don't know if they're doing video or not.
I'm looking at the
Stephen
questions
Ewing with
here.
Motor One.
Someone else
Oh.
wanted to know about Dodge, but yes, once again, we have been there, so tune back in once we're done and you can check that out. Do we have any sports cars? I mean, we've seen some sports cars already
There was
today.
I meant to swing by at a GTR at the Nissan display,
Hmm.
but I forgot because we were doing trucks. I can't imagine why.
And here we are at Hyundai.
Mr. Ewing is right now doing a stand-up for a video.
Yeah, so,
we're
we
going
won't
to try
get too
to.
close to try not to mess up their video.
But we'll
right
come
here
back
you
in a
can,
second.
See the new Elantra GT.
This is based off the European i30 model. It's going to be offered in two different flavors. There's the standard GT hatch, and there will be a GT Sport. Now, there are actually some significant differences between those two cars. It's not just paint and rims, you know. The base car is going to have a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine, and that is the blue one here. But the Sport gains a turbocharged 1.64
Nice.
cylinder. That should be good for an estimated 201 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. Get a 6-speed manual or automatic transmission with either of those. Is there a dual clutch transmission as well? How about that? We are on Facebook Live right now, my friend.
Hey, everyone.
Hello. This is Stephen Ewing. He is managing editor at Motor
Managing editor, Motor1.com, indeed.
Friendly rivalry. Well, we got to stop by, say hello. What's your take on the 2017 Chicago show?
I haven't fallen asleep yet, so that's good. But there is a lot of space for napping. There are a lot of really neat special editions.
Trim lines for a whole company.
If you haven't seen that Outlander Sport Limited Edition, you have not lived. Let me tell you that much.
Do you have a star of the show?
Honestly, I love the Durango SRT. I think it's super hot. I cannot wait to drive it. There's something about a 3-row SUV that does 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. That sounds awesome.
That's my thoughts.
That's
exactly.
we kind of picked that one as well,
Oh,
But we won't keep you. You're doing a video here. We probably screwed it
Yeah,
up
you got
already.
real
I
work to do.
apologize. We did.
Once again, just
So-
screwing up my life.
That's what we're here for.
That's what you guys do.
So we're good here.
All right. Well, have a good show. Safe travels back home to Detroit,
I'll see you soon.
and we'll see you around the block.
Bye, guys.
Take care. And we are back.
We are back. Unfortunately, that is the joys of live streaming, is you never know how the Wi-Fi is going to be out here on the show floor. So hopefully you all didn't leave us. Hopefully you're still with us. Hopefully you're not napping. Because we still have a few things to look at, don't we, Craig?
We can do a little bit of a wander, but we should maybe recap a little bit about the Elantra GT.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
might
I'm
have
not
cut
sure how
off.
far we got into it. So please let them know what's going on.
Well, based off the European i30 model, it's a hatchback. It's going to be offered in 2 different flavors, base GT, GT Sport as well. The base car gets a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder that should put out 162 horsepower. The GT Sport, however, features a 1.6-liter turbo that's estimated with 201 horses. It also receives bigger brakes at all 4 corners and a multi-link rear suspension, so it should drive pretty well. The standard Elantra GT only has a torsion beam, which is a little bit old school.
yeah, we are wandering slowly back towards these Elantras. This is where we had our no coverage zone, so
Yeah.
we try not to go too close. We can give someone a look at the Ioniq. I know we had some people
Oh,
asking
yeah.
about that earlier. That's Hyundai's new hybrid model. which are
Absolutely.
Right this way.
Show the way, Steve. Engine, look. There's another engine.
Oh, here we are, and we're back. My iPad just loaded the comments,
Sweet.
so I can see what's going on. So here's an Ioniq right here. This is the plug-in hybrid, I believe, or the battery electric. Now the cool thing, this is the plug-in. So the cool thing about the Ioniq is that you're going to be able to get it as a standard hybrid, a plug-in hybrid, or all electric. So right here we have a plug-in. Directly behind the cameraman, this is the all-electric version. Now these cars all look the exact same. The difference, of course, is the little electric badge right there. And Hyundai's claim to fame on the Ioniq is it's the only platform that offers all 3 different kinds of green powertrains, which is pretty cool. And again, you know what? These look like regular cars.
They do.
People are finally getting to the point where they don't need their hybrids and electrics to look crazy and out of this world. They just look like regular cars.
Absolutely. So that's a quick look at the Hyundai booth. That was actually let me check my handy dandy map. Would you hold this for me, Steve?
Sure, absolutely.
I believe. Yeah, that was the last scheduled stop we had.
What do you
On
think
this
about?
walk around,
We could go
but-
check out the Mazda booth. Do we have
Why
a
don't we
minute?
swing by Mazda? We have Ben. How is the battery life doing, and how's all that? We're good on battery, so why don't we just keep yammering? I mean,
Yes, and just
We don't
so,
have
so
anything planned.
for people joining us this minute, just so you know, this is now part 2 of this AutoGuide Live, so there's an entire other video. Unfortunately, we had some connectivity issues. That's the joys of doing things
Oh,
live.
yes.
So make sure you go back and check that one out. We haven't just been to Hyundai, we've been everywhere.
oh yeah.
But here at the Mazda booth, you have to love these speedster concepts. I believe these were SEMA cars as well. And as if the MX-5 isn't light enough, they had to take the roof off, replace it with that nice piece of fabric, and these are cool looking cars.
I want a car that lasts. I want a car with cast iron body panels because I know it's going to be rugged. You know, you're never going to have to fix it.
So I'm taking a look at
Any comments or questions?
some of these comments right here. Someone says, where is the Santro 2017? And as far as I know, that's not a car. So if
Nice.
I don't know exactly what you mean by Santro, please let us know. Yeah, Hyundai Santro. I don't know what that is.
Not familiar.
Yeah, we got nothing on that one.
We could swing by the Iran Kodro booth. Just kidding.
What else?
What
here
else?
at
Let's-
Mazda's we're showing here. Let's just show this topless one real quick. They're doing some kind of
Ooh-wee.
work on it, building something around it.
They
but
want to keep the common folk away.
once again, as if the MX-5 wasn't light enough, this one just chopped the whole roof off, and it's so cool looking. Yeah,
There's the RF as
love
well.
that. Yeah, and then the RF directly behind you. The Mazda booth is pretty much all just Miatas. Let's forget about everything else here. That's the Miatas are the coolest. Now, this car is cool. It's beautiful. The rear 3/4, that's the angle on this car. Like, I just love these flying buttresses back here. Looks amazing in red. This is going to be a great car. And who doesn't like a power retractable hardtop? I'm
It's
totally
a bit
over
complicated
putting it
and
down.
heavier, though,
Yeah,
right?
but the other car I have to, like reach and do work and move things.
Oh my, I have to move my arm.
I'm a much bigger fan of just hit the button and let it do the work for me.
The guy that loves trucks doesn't want to do any work.
Yeah, something like that. Again, the truck does the towing for me.
That's true. That's true.
So, we got any other questions out there? Anything else anyone wants to see? We're just about ready to wrap up here
I
from
think so.
Chicago. So, if you got something to get in,
Jaguar's on the other
you let us
side. If
know.
we want to wander there, I guess we could, but how are we doing on time? It's about 1:20 Central.
The Miata got a lot of love. I think this is feels like a natural enough time to sign off to me.
Yeah, I want to go find some food because I'm starving.
Yeah, the three of us haven't had a chance to eat today, so once again...
That includes two of the 3 meals.
Yeah. Sure, so Chicago this year, what can you say? A lot of special editions, a few new neat things. If you're asking me what the coolest thing was this year, I have to go Durango, That wasn't just a special edition. That thing is it's kind of a whole package. It's an engine, it's suspension, and it's a 3-row SUV that does 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. You can't get better than that.
It'll be a little bit quicker than that new Expedition we saw, right?
Yeah. How about you, Craig? What's sticking out for you?
Gosh, my takeaway from the show has nothing to do with the products. It's just the openness. It's the openness of everything because this is so refreshing for us to do our jobs better when there's room and not crowded with people. Now, that's irrelevant to you, the viewer, I know. But if I had to pick a product, I would go with the Durango as well. It's somewhat unexpected, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
0 to 60, 4.4 seconds? No,
Yeah,
I would pick the
it's
new
crazy
Odyssey.
stuff.
I take that back. Just kidding.
Yeah, she's it's not bad looking, but it's not
all.
quite a crazy Durango.
Yeah.
Not enough V8,
That's true.
Never
That's
enough
true.
V8.
That's Honda for you, though. They don't believe in the V8.
Yeah,
They're
that's
against the
about right.
V8. They don't particularly like rear-wheel drive, it seems.
Which is too bad.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think we're just about done. Thanks for tuning in. Anyone who's in the area, make sure you come out and check out the Chicago show. I mean, I think we've done a pretty good job hyping it up. This is a beautiful spot, so make sure you come see it.
Absolutely.
Come see all the new cars out here. And actually, one of the cool things, too, is there's a lot of other stuff going on. There's test drives.
Ben,
there's
watch your back. You're gonna
weird
run into
robots at the Ford booth. There's all kinds of crazy stuff. So make sure you come on out here to Chicago and come enjoy the show.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.